DNA to RNA to proteins. This is the central dogma of DNA. This is the process that defines all of biology. DNA replicates itself and then makes RNA, and then RNA codes for all of the proteins in the body.
There are 3 steps to the central dogma. The first step would simply be our DNA replication, and this occurs in our nucleus.
After replication, we go into transcription. There are 3 steps inside of transcription itself. The first step is when RNA polymerase unzips. It moves along the 3' side easily. This side is called the leading strand. The 5' strand is harder. It's moving against the current. This one is called the lagging strand. The second step is elongation. Elongation is the addition of nucleotides, easily on the 3' strand and harder on the 5' strand, where they're attached in pieces. The final step is termination. This is when RNA polymerase stops and detaches from the strand when it hits a stop codon.
And so what's really happening is our DNA is unzipping in transcription, and our RNA is coming along and taking its nucleotides and binding to DNA. So A to T, U to A, G to C, and C to G. And what's happening is we're getting a message that doesn't really look English and we can't really understand it. So what this means is biology. And the reason we know that is because of the second step of our third step of central dogma, which is our translation. Okay, so what happens here is the RNA that's been produced is mRNA. The mRNA is called our messenger RNA. Then what comes is our tRNA, which is transfer RNA, which brings with it amino acids attached to it. The amino acids then get pulled off with a polypeptide chain, which grows and grows, and that becomes the proteins that make up all of our body.
This is the central dogma of DNA. It's a special relationship between DNA and RNA and proteins that make self-replication possible. DNA encodes for information that directs protein assembly. The proteins catalyze replication of DNA, transcription of RNA, and the translation to the final proteins. This feedback loop between proteins and nucleotides is the underlying factor for the self-replicating behavior of all living things.
Without the central dogma, we would not be able to replicate ourselves and to actually be living the way that we are right now. I think that was good.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of said